In this video, we're going to look at a range of Excel functions for taking data from two or more sources and combining them into a single cell. In our scenario, Zara has received a statement from the supplier detailing all the invoices that have been paid this month. She needs to reconcile this with her system data, which she has downloaded into an Excel file. The problem is, a lot of the data doesn't match. So for example, with her system, the payment reference is made up of the invoice number and the payment number. On the supplier statement, however, this data is in two separate columns. Before she can actually compare these values, she's going to need to join the document number and the payment number. She's created a column in which to put the new value, and we're going to help her do it using Excel's concatenate function. Start by clicking into K2 and type equals CONC. If you have 2016 or later, you will notice there's a brand new concat function, which we'll look at shortly. But the concatenate is still widely used. And if you don't have 2016 or later, you're still going to have to use this. You'll notice a strange little chevron here. It is actually being made redundant, so it's still being kept for backward compatibility. But if your organization is on the newer version, you probably want to start moving to the concat function. But let's see the concatenate first. So to select it, you could double click, but I'm going to down arrow and tab. Now, whenever you use an Excel function, it will give you a help prompt explaining what things or arguments need to go in the brackets. In the case of the concatenate function, we just comma separate all the text values we want to join. So we're going to start by clicking on the document number. The next thing we need is an underscore. We're going to put a comma, but if you just type underscore, you will get an error. With Excel functions, wherever you want to reference something that's not a cell reference or a number, you must put it in double quotes. So we're going to open our double quotes, type our underscore, and close our double quotes. We're then going to type another comma and select our payment number. You can use up to 255 arguments in a concatenate function, but we only need 3, so we're going to press enter. And there's our payment number. Now to copy that down, we're going to click back onto it, and the best way is to use the fill handle, which is the small green square in the bottom right-hand corner. You can drag it. The only problem is with a big data set, that's going to take a while. So an even quicker option is to come to your fill handle and double click. That will copy it down to where the data on the left stops. It only works vertically, but it is really quick. That was our concatenate function. But there's another alternative which is also available in all versions of Excel, and that's the concatenate operator. It's a little easier and a little more versatile. So let's see how we could join our 3 bank numbers together using the operator. Now, an operator is a bit like a plus rather than a function. So we type our equals and then we just click on our first value and type ampersand or and. So we want our ABN and our account and our check digit. Really easy, and when we press enter, there's all the numbers joined together. The only problem with both the concatenate operator and the concatenate function is these 3 values are all sitting next to each other, and yet we have to select each one. Whereas most functions will allow us to just highlight the range. Well, that's what the new concat function gives us. If you have the newer version, do this with me. We're going to type equals CON and select concat. We're now going to highlight our 3 numbers. So starting from H2, drag to J2 and press enter. This also gets us around the limitation of 255 as long as the numbers are all next to each other. So a few advantages there. One last option we're going to look at is text join. This is a new function as well, but it has 2 great features that the others don't offer us. So we're going to use our bank numbers again. I'm clicking into L2 and I'm typing equals TE, down arrow, and tab to select text join. The first argument it's offering is a delimiter. This is a separator. So if I had a whole bunch of names and I wanted spaces between them, I could use space as my delimiter. In this case, I would like a hyphen between each set of numbers. So I'm going to open my double quotes, type my hyphen, close my double quotes. Then a comma, and now it gives me another argument, which is the option to ignore empty cells, so I wouldn't get two hyphens next to each other if I was missing one of the numbers. In this case, it doesn't matter, but I'm going to say true to ignore empty cells, and then type a comma. And now it's much like the concat. I can either individually select my items, or I can highlight the whole range. And when I press enter, there's my bank details separated by hyphens. So really, really efficient function. Let's copy this one down. So back onto L2 and double click our fill handle. So 4 options we looked at there: the concatenate function, the concatenate operator, the concat function, and text join. For your optional homework, try and create these bank details with the separated hyphens, but using the concatenate operator. The solution file will have that solution so you can check that you've got it right.